The Night the Monsters Came by Junia Wonders and Lisa Sissoon. It was a night like no other, a cold and moonless night. Not a sounding was sounding, not a single star in sight. Down a long grassy driveway, a silent wilderness stood, as a pack of monstrous creatures crept out of the wood. On this rather gloomy night, a little girl awoke to find her older brother in a long dark purple cloak. On his cloak were golden stars, on his pointy hat as well. In his hand a magic wand as far as she could tell. "Shh," he whispered softly. "You mustn't make a sound, or monsters of all sizes are gathering around. I can sniff them in the air. They must be right outside. I am ready to defend you. But sister, you must hide." The little girl got changed into a frilly fairy dress. She had a flower crown and a fairy wand, no less. "I will not hide," she said, as fearless as could be. "I will face those monsters too. Brother, you can count on me." The siblings checked the door to make sure it was locked. They wanted to be ready before the monsters knocked. The monsters shuffled closer, and the children heard them grumbling in the silence of the night. They heard deep voices and rumbling. "Rumble, grumble! Can you hear our tummies rumbling loud and clear? We're hungry monsters on a quest to feast on nothing but the best. Rumble, grumble, can you guess that we are grumpy, we confess? We're hungry monsters on a prowl for something tasty, something foul." The children shook and shivered when the monsters then appeared, when the gnarly monster teeth and their prickly monster beard. They didn't knock, of course, for these monsters had no manners. They barged into the children's room and stumbled on their banners. There was a tumbling jumble of monsters on the floor, a tangled heap of the monsters like they'd never seen before. "Ah!" they shrieked, and "ooh!" they howled, and bared their nasty teeth and growled. "Welcome to our bedroom," said the fearless boy. "I'm Jack the Little Wizard, and I'm his fairy sister Joy." The children thought it was wise to be nice and polite, but the monsters didn't care. They were simply there to bite. "What we have here, a double treat it seems. Two grubby tots of supper, the stuff of monsters' dreams. There is nothing more scrumptious than dusty, grubby feet. There is nothing more delicious. The taste is hard to beat. How about some sticky hands? They make a tasty dish. The stickier the better. They're every monster's wish. And the yummiest of all are the teeth that are unbrushed, for tiny morsels stuck between give monsters quite a rush. Rumble, rumble, can you hear our tummies rumbling loud and clear? Grumble, grumble, can you see that we are not here to drink your tea?" The monsters stomped, the monsters clapped. They hopped and skipped and kicked and topped. Then they stopped and drew their claws. They bared their teeth and stretched their jaws. Not so fast, eager monsters, Jack and Jay replied. We're not exactly yummy, the children beamed with pride. Our feet aren't scrumptious, and our hands aren't tasty. We're not the stuff from monsters' dreams. You shouldn't be so hasty. Our hands and feet are washed with soap and water. They're so clean. Our teeth have just been brushed. All part of our routine. We're not grubby at all. See how fresh we smell. There's no supper here for you. Now it's time to cast our spell. There was a blubbering jumble of monsters on the floor. A sobbing heap of monsters, like they'd never been before. Ew! They wailed and no! They yowled. These tots are clean! They cried and howled. This is the stuff of monsters' nightmares, the kind that's hard to beat. A wizard and a fairy, so clean, we will not eat. Winnie monsters, be gone! Don't you dare come back. We'll put a spell on you, said the little wizard Jack. Joy and Jack's spell. From north to south and east to west, hungry monsters on a quest shall no longer feast on children, clean or grubby, it's forbidden. If you ever break this rule, you'll be sent to monster school. There you learn good manners and hygiene, how not to scare children, and how not to be mean. The monsters got all shivery. Their faces looked so scared. They'd been totally outsmarted. They were surely unprepared. They fled into the night with whimpering cries as the children giggled and said their goodbyes. Good night, sleep tight. Don't ever let the monsters bite. The